I'm making this video as a kind of foreshadowing to what my big project is going to be about. I know I've already given my opinion on both of these companies, and I know that the game is already out, and I'm kind of late to the cuff on some of these arguments. Regardless, I intend to pursue my jihad and continue to nip at the heels of these corporations until I am forced to stop.
We got him.
Thank you very much for sending in all your questions, thoughts on Reddit.
This dude is not prepared for this at all. He had to look over at the script to even see where the questions were coming from. Very consistent behavior over at Creative Assembly.
Why did you decide to release Immortal Empires as a beta?
Yeah, that's a good question. Why isn't it finished after all this time? Why did Total War Warhammer 3 release broken?
Empires. We need to allow for some little missteps, shall we say. You know, if we're going to be rebalancing all the units, all their stats, all the content there that's been made over the last few years. It's not a simple case of just porting it across. A lot of that stuff has to actually be reworked, rebuilt, refactored, and actually brought up to the standards that you're seeing in Warhammer 3.
Oh, well, that explains everything. Why didn't we fix those game-breaking issues in-house? You really expect us as a game studio to make the game? No, are you kidding? Well, we couldn't be the premium product people are paying real money for. Who actually gives a shit, right?
Have you considered adding the Realms of Chaos as a new mechanic into the Immortal Empires campaign?
No.
No! What are you, insane? That would require time, effort, and money. Dedication doesn't correlate with our core values here at CA.
Will the Dwarfs, Bretonnia, Wood Elves, Beastmen, and Norska ever get their own battle, ambient music?
Yeah, so music-wise, in Warhammer 3 we actually introduced an ambient music generator.
That's not what he asked. Also, what is an ambient music generator?
They're not the full campaign tracks for the various different races. That we've still got with some of the content, but not all of the content. So
to answer your question, no.
The Warhammer 1 and 2 factions use their game-specific UI, or the Warhammer 3
Who?
The only thing this video has done is convince me that everyone who likes this game is an NPC homunculus baby. When are naval battles going to be implemented? $60 up front. Naval battles? You want the other 30% of the game? $60, please. You have to create a My Warhammer account to even get the subscription, so off the bat, obnoxious. You can read books on a different extension. Who cares? Apps? Who cares? Premium access to events? That's nothing. You get a free miniature every year. It's not a huge wealth of choice. I chose this guy because of this guy. I won't get him though because I'm not subscribing to this for a year. Oh, but bro! Now we come to the meat of the platform, the animated shows. Let's start with the gold standard. It's a solid piece of work, all 12 minutes of it, made off-site, and spoiler alert, it's the best one. They have their name all over it like they made it. It's lengthy, it's engaging, the quality stays the same throughout. Is it as good as Astartes? Nah, but still, very quality. You will find that the running theme for these reviews is that a lot of these shows could have, and probably should have been, sponsored fan animations on YouTube. For reasons that I will explain at a different date, because that is a whole other... Warhammer Plus was advertised as a streaming platform, which means they're pitting Warhammer Plus against sites like Hulu, Netflix, HBO, that even at their conception had an array of choices for your viewing pleasure. As an in-house concocted animation for a streaming platform, this is pathetic. This site has 5 shows, one of which is a YouTube animation that everyone has already seen, and another is a 30-minute pilot episode cut into 11-minute parts. So that's an L.
Shameful display!
I'm at a loss. This is unacceptable. They are 3D models shooting at 2D background stills. It looks like they're alone in this scene and shooting at nothing. I place blame purely on Games Workshop. This is embarrassing. Why would you put your name on this? There's no credit given to voice talent. What the f is a Warhammer Story Forge? Multi-billion-dollar company doesn't even bother to put the names of the people involved in the project in the credits. These poor actors who work their asses off to be in this piece of shit project. The voice actors did their job and the animators worked with what they were given. Around episodes 6 to 10, it becomes a bit more consistent in terms of animation and art style, but they still suffer from the same pitfalls as the ones that preceded before them, so... This was clearly done by a small studio for no money or embezzled money, and it just goes to show how little Games Workshop gave a shit. Which is a shame, because there are some good little parts in here. There were many parts where I saw the potential for a good show. There are semblances of competent animation and compelling storytelling, but all I could think about was how shit it looked. Oh, okay. Okay. This is actually really competent. Why such a drastic change in quality? Oh, I see. Farsight is based in the UK, which means Games Workshop had to actually pay them living wages. And N2 and DD are based in Thailand, meaning that 50 cents goes a long way to making a 9-episode animated feature. Also, the episodes are shorter. And the artistic choice to make the show black and white, for sure, made it easier to animate and hide some of those not-so-good bits. They were still given a shit budget, but, you know, they're professionals. I like it. It's like Sin City, but Warhammer. It's very smart. The story is compelling and complicated. The characters have personality, and the acting's good, I think. Could have been like 5 or less episodes, but was cut up to fluff content. The audio meshing and voices are a little off sometimes.
So you finally managed to prise him off the floor.
So is some of the animation. I hope these actors and crews get work again, and I hope there's a second season. I'll probably never see it, because I don't want to pay another month for this shit. Oh, good lord. Everything is really flowy. There's no weight to anything. The Space Marines are heavy.
No, sir, I don't like it.
They look like they're in those 3D printed cosplay suits instead of the actual thing. I don't like the way they talk. Very unnerving. It's very, very jerky and off-putting. The voice actors, writers, and animators clearly cared and tried their best, but it just suffers from the same pitfalls as the rest of the shows. Cheap animation software and inexperience coupled with a lack of budget. Nothing new. Poor shit. That's all it is. It's just a lore dump. Oh, you smell that? It reeks of that air when a corporate entity tries to do something that people who actually care are already doing. Battle report. Watching people play Warhammer is the most boring thing on the planet.
Wounding you on a 3 or more. Here it comes.
Plus, on YouTube and free. Side note, this is like 80% of the content on this platform.
What is that?
Again, on YouTube and free. Come on. Have some professionalism. Have some pride in your work. How are you going to have us look at your fingers for 20 minutes at a time and have them looking like that?
Hello and welcome to Deep Strike. My name is Adam Troke.
Who?
They just sit in a room and have scripted discussions about how great the shows are, which is why I have no sympathy for any of them. They're sellouts. They're corporate shill muppets.
Jake, focus, please!
There you have it. An honest critique from somebody who has no stake in the survival of Games Workshop or Warhammer. It was agony. Why did I do it? A few reasons, actually. Firstly, it was the anniversary of the site 6 months ago, and it re-sparked my interest in it again. Secondly, I felt other reviews of the site were a little easygoing, if you catch my drift.
Just watched a bunch of Hammer and Bolter, and honestly,
my career is staked in the survival of this company. A little bit, my income is solely based on the property I'm currently reviewing.
So why doesn't Games Workshop just listen to the fans? Well, because they shouldn't.
Thirdly, because Games Workshop deserves to be bullied, let me let you in on a little secret. These people do not care about you. In fact, they hate you. You make it harder for them to make all of the money. All they care about is getting your money, which arguably they don't even need. They've already made money before the product is even shipped out. It's not enough to just boycott the product. We also need to make fun of the product and make fun of the company for making it. Because if money doesn't matter, then what's left? Their reputations. We've seen it before. If we just bully them, they'll do better. They'll do what we want. Like, we just have to be mean to them. What about the developers and the studios? They're innocent. No! They're profiting from the same system everybody else is. They're going scorched earth. Everybody gets shit. This is the year of the bulliger. It's about time we reminded these companies who's in charge! Anyway, if you haven't bought it yet, don't. And if you have, stop. Just my suggestion, of course. If you want to keep paying for it, that's your prerogative. Me personally, I pay to have trash taken away from my home. Here are all the cast and crews I could find. Some are just not listed, and some of these credits aren't complete, but this is what I found. I hope you all got paid. I'm so sorry. You see that Games Workshop? You see how easy that is? I promise you're not going to miss those 2 nickels you would have spent putting credits at the end of your shows. It's like the easiest part of making a television show. What a sham.